Hey you guys, I am coming back with another video as promised. I had this vision on August the 6th. And again, the reason why I didn't share this sooner is because I was dealing with a really bad sinus infection. The whole right side of my face was really swole, and there was just no way I could put this video out there. But I've been feeling much better. But yeah, so the vision was very interesting. It started out where I was being shown different projections, and they were like just popping up all throughout this particular scene that I was in. And so I would see different projections being displayed on the left side of me and then on the right side of me, and they just kept popping up, different projections. Now, what I was being shown was different land masses, and it was almost like it was showing me what the earth looked like before. I don't know how to explain it, but it was like the earth that we see today. It was almost like there was nothing in existence. There was no grass, there was no desert. It was just everything that was being shown was like a red like clay landmass, and that's how it all was displayed to me in these different pictures. But what was being shown on these different projections, a lot of the stuff that I saw, I can't remember for whatever reason. But what I do remember is I was being shown different animals that had been, that are extinct. And I remember it was specifically saying it on the projection, like it would show a particular animal or creature or whatever, and it would say extinct. And it would show the creature, and then I would see another projection of an image, and it would show the skeletal remains. And that's what it kept doing. It just kept showing me all these different creatures on the left of me, on the right of me, of animals or creatures that are extinct. And so I also believe that I saw pyramids as well. But throughout this scene also, what was very fascinating to me, it was like I was hearing, like, it almost sounded like a musical. It was like I could only hear it in my right ear, and everything that was being shown to me, it was being sung in a song. And I don't know what else to say but that, because that's all I remember. I do remember looking up in the heavens, and I saw different formation of clouds that just seemed very strange and odd to me. I don't know how else to explain it to you, but I did see that. The dream shifted, and then I remember looking up into the heavens again, and I saw a clock, and the clock hand was just constantly turning. And I remember I was trying to focus on the clock because I wanted to see what time it was. But every time I would get really close enough to see what time it was, the clock would fade in the distance. And then another clock would appear. And again, the clock hand would be turning. And as I was trying to zoom in close to see what the time was on the clock, it would fade again. And then another clock would appear. This happened on 3 different occasions. So 3 different times I saw a clock appear in the heavens. And as I was trying to focus on the clock would disappear. It would fade out. And then another clock would appear. The scene changed again, and this time it showed me hovering over a body of water. It was an ocean. It was a massive body of water, and I knew that whatever reason I was in this particular scene, it was going to require me to go inside of the ocean. And there was the conscious part of me that was aware that I was in a vision was afraid to go inside the water. I do remember seeing something at the bottom of the ocean. I can't tell you what it was because I don't remember, but I distinctly remember seeing something that caught my eye at the bottom of the ocean. So because I was afraid to go inside of the body of water, I intentionally woke myself up out of this particular vision. And I remember I woke up long enough to see that I was in my bedroom, and I went ahead and closed my eyes thinking that, okay, well, I'm not going to have to experience that part of the vision. So as soon as I closed my eyes, I was immediately put right back in the same scene. But this time, instead of the Lord, and I believe he gave me grace because he knew I was afraid to literally experience going into the body of water. But when I went back into the vision, I was already submerged in the body of water. The thing is, I can't remember anything from that point. But I do remember that the scene changed again, and then it showed me at a convenience store. Now, I've mentioned this to you all before, and I want to make sure I put it out there that the whole time I was in this vision, each scene that shifted into another part of the vision, I was being moved in the spirit, meaning it wasn't me walking along seeing this stuff. It was someone moving me. Like if I needed to move up, it was moving me, it was turning me this way. Like I had no control over what was being shown. So that's what I mean when I say I was being moved in the spirit. So this last particular scene that I remember, I was outside of a convenience store, and I remember being moved inside of the convenience store. And as I was in this convenience store, it was like I was spiritually seeing inside of it. Nobody saw me, nobody knew I was there, but I was in this convenience store, and I was being moved to focus on the prices of these different items. Now, you know, when you go into a convenience store, it's very common for you to see, you know, different snack items like candy bars, chips, drinks, stuff like that. For whatever reason, I was made to focus on the prices of these items. And I remember hearing in my right ear someone say, the prices have increased. And after I heard that, it was still moving me to focus on the prices of these food items. I was then taken out of the convenience store, and then at this time, a man had walked up to me and handed me a beat up $1 bill. I mean, this dollar was so torn and ragged, and I had that feeling like this money had become so worthless, so devaluable, that it was like nobody cared about the paper dollar anymore. And this man just handed it to me. And I remember I took that dollar and I put it with another dollar that I actually had. So in reality, I only had $2 bills. And then I woke up. Now, I believe that, and I do believe there are so many different layers to what the Lord was showing me in this vision, but the sense that I got when I woke up from this vision was I felt like the times of Noah. Because when I first woke up, that's what was bursting in my spirit. I kept hearing Noah. And another thing that I want to add to this is on July 26th, because, you know, I did tell you guys that I was on vacation. I had 9 days off work. And it was also my birthday weekend. And one of the things that my family and I did for my birthday, we took a trip to Kentucky to see the Noah's Ark exhibition. And I took a lot of footage, took a lot of pictures. And what I'm really working on is making like some kind of I'm working on making a video so you guys can capture a little bit of what I saw, but it was a phenomenal experience. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. But I also felt like it was so prophetic too, because one of the things that they do is they take a family photo of you in front of this canvas, but at the end of your you going through the whole Noah's Ark exhibition, some kind of way they make that picture look like you were actually standing in front of this massive ark. So when I was looking at the picture when I got home, it was like something inside of me was like, wow, it literally felt like you were inside of Noah's Ark. And that's one of the things that I've been really warning about, is it's time to get into the ark. And that was just a word that was just bursting in my spirit after I came back. Like, I just felt like it was so important for us to understand that it is time. If you are not in the ark, it's time to get in the ark. And the ark is a spiritual way of saying that you need to get in the presence of God. You need to get into the safety of God, because things are escalating. And I just truly believe that this is a time where we need to take heed. And so I felt like what the vision was showing me was like almost like it was a time before, like it was showing me how it was from the beginning, how it led to where we are now. And then when you look at the different the clocks, it was like it wouldn't allow me to zoom in to the time, because it's not meant for man to know the time, but we are to know the season. And I feel like the clock that was being shown was letting me know, look, the time is approaching. I'm not going to let you see what time it is, because it's not meant for you to know that, but know that the time is at hand. And so when I look at these extinct animals that were being shown, it was almost like it was telling a story of the time that has been allotted to mankind, showing me from the beginning how the earth became, and the different generations that have gone through this earth, and just how the earth has evolved to the state that is at now. And it was like I was being given a crash history course. And I just felt like the Lord was showing me that this is a time as it was in the days of Noah. The Lord wiped out the earth, and because of all the sin and because of all the wickedness. And we see even now that the Lord said that it will be just like in the days of Noah in our time. And we see that. We see it clear. And just like how it would be in the days of Lot, so shall it be also of the coming of the Son of Man. And we see that as well. And so I believe what the Lord was showing me was an illustration of how close we are. And he was letting me see in so many ways that he has been here from the very beginning, seeing how man has fallen, seeing how man has caused so much sin upon this earth, and so much wickedness and bloodshed that has gone on this planet. And the allotted time that was given to man is coming to an end. And also with the convenience store and the money, I just feel like that was just another way of showing me that the money, the value of the dollar bill, is no longer going to have any significance, because we know at some point the mark of the beast will be implemented, and no currency is going to be able to evolve any further, because it's going to be all about the mark. And that's how you're going to be able to buy or sell. My video is about to cut off, but I wanted to put this out here. If you guys have anything else that you feel needs to be contributed or added, please leave it in the comments below.